Hi everybody. I'm going to talk to you here about graphology. What is graphology? Graphology is the study of your handwriting to the extent that it shows your character and it shows your personality. If you are trained in this subject, you can most certainly learn a very great deal about someone from their writing. Now, the last time I spoke to you, I explained to you how it works. I said that as a kid you were taught to write in a certain way. Your teacher would have given you letter forms to copy, which you did as a kid, and you wrote like that in your early days. Now, as you proceeded towards your adolescence, your writing would have changed quite substantially, and then will have settled down roughly to the pattern that it is today. Now, the big question is you were taught to write one way, and you don't write the way you were taught. So therefore, why are you not writing the way you were taught? And the reason you are not writing the way you were taught is because your pattern of individual psychology is affecting the way that you write. Now, what I want to do is I need to tell you that something that you already know. There are no two handwritings in the world which are the same. Now, why is that? Why are there not two handwritings the same? Well, it's the same reason for why there are no two people in the world with the same DNA. Your handwriting is totally unique. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you all do already, which may not have occurred to you. Now, I want you to imagine you're in an office setting. It doesn't matter whether you work in an office or not, but say you're surrounded by about 6 people. You're waiting for a very important telephone call to come in, but you need to go to the bathroom. So you hang on, and then you say to your colleagues, look, I have to go to the bathroom. If this call comes in, please take a message. So, of course, when you come back, you've missed the call, and the little post-it sticker is left on your desk. Now, let me tell you immediately, what is the first thing you recognize? Before you read the writing, what is the first thing you recognize? You know who took the message by their handwriting, and you don't get it wrong. When you think of your own brothers or sisters or mothers or fathers writing, you recognize it instantly. And you recognize it instantly because it's different from everyone else's in the world. Now, that is what we do with graphology. You were taught to write one way, you don't write, and we find out why that is, because there are psychological reasons for the way you don't write the way you were taught. But what I wanted to do today was I just wanted to tell you about some of the uses of graphology. That's to say, what it can be used for. And this is really quite interesting in many ways. Now, first of all, as I say, handwriting analysis reveals a very great deal about you. And first of all, we can look at the search for self-knowledge. Now, you would say to yourself, well, why would someone need to look at handwriting from this perspective? Well, strangely enough, most of us go around in our lives without really knowing what we are. In fact, as you know, very often your close friends or loved ones have a more objective view about you than you have of yourself. So what handwriting can do, it helps people to a greater and deeper understanding of what they are. Now, this really this is important because graphology can show you your strengths and your weaknesses, and you may well only have a rough idea about them. Now, graphology can clearly indicate these strengths and weaknesses you have, and graphologists can give you guidance. Graphology is very good at this, and it is often the case that the advice a graphologist can give you concerning your strengths and your weaknesses can actually be life-changing, and it is life-changing. I have done this many times with people, and I've been able to find elements in their writing which have been life-changing. Now, very often this is necessary when people are at the midpoint of their lives and they're looking for new guidance. They've got their family off their hands, they are looking towards doing other things and becoming more aware. So that's the search for self-knowledge. The next thing we can look at is graphology, and I do stress, this has to be in the hands of an expert, not somebody who's a Sunday afternoon amateur. Now, it can help people with very specific problems. Now, graphology can offer insights into people's pattern of psychology, and it can indicate some very useful insights which others may well not have thought of. Now, the advice that a graphologist can give in relation to a person's problem can be very, very insightful and can often help people with problems, provided, and it can, as I say, it is very useful to help in this way, provided the person is above adolescent age. So helping people with specific problems is something that is very, very useful. So the next thing that graphology can be used for is helping people at any stage in their life to find out what would be their best aptitudes for work or career. We live in a world in the olden days where you had one career and that was your career for life. Well, that's finished. In the course of an average lifetime now, a person or a woman can expect to do a whole range of jobs before they settle down, roughly. But you have to change your job regularly through your lives. And what graphology can do is it can indicate where your best strengths lie in terms of your working, where your aptitudes are. Now, as I say, 9 times out of 10 people are often unaware of their strengths, and graphology can indicate strengths and weaknesses, and does so with great precision. And as I said before, people are very, very often unaware of where their strengths lie, and they're often quite surprised. The partner may know where the strengths are, the loved one may know, the family may know, but the person usually is unaware of them. Now finally, the other use that it has, and this is what it's really best known for, is in terms of company recruitment. A company is looking to employ someone, and they submit their handwriting to an analyst, and we can do something which is really quite extraordinary. Provided we have a good sample, we have the consent of the writer, a graphologist can make a full analysis of a writing, submit a report to the HR director. Now, the HR director can have a full dossier on the psychological makeup of the applicant before they walk in the door. It's quite amazing. And it doesn't work in the same way as psychometric testing. It gives very, very close and intimate information. Now here is, just very briefly, here is the problem with interviews, and it will always be this way. All human beings have, as part of their psychological makeup, have a thing called a persona. Persona is, of course, the Latin word for a mask. Now all of us, particularly if you're male, because men are very good with persona, all of us give an impression of what we are when we first meet someone. It's not what we are, it's what we'd like to think everybody would like to see us as. They would like to see me like this, so you play out a role. It is in fact a role play. Now the problem is at interview, this role play can really be very, very good indeed. And some people, when they come for interview, are brilliant at quite simply rolling out their persona or image. And it's very difficult for the HR director to find out the real person. Now let me tell you, graphology circumvents this problem in one hit, and you can indicate what the person is like despite the persona that they are giving. And as I say, some people's persona at interviews can be very convincing, but it's not the real person. Now, an analyst can also flag up any psychological problems that might affect the writer. If the writer has any defects, such as marked aggression, a dangerous ego, etc., etc., all of this can be forewarned. And finally, as to whether or not they have, in general, an aptitude for the task as it has been described. A graphologist can also flag up questions that the HR director might care to ask the applicant. And finally, this is all I would say on this. Here is the problem. Many shy people, as you know, tend to interview very badly indeed, and could actually be very good applicants. A graphologist can say, look, this person is seriously shy, but they're terribly good. On the other hand, you can get somebody who's all singing and all dancing at an interview, and they can be a very poor employee or prospect of an employee. Now, those are roughly the sort of uses graphology has. Now, I would just say finally, I am with the British Institute of Graphologists in London. London is the place to come and learn graphology. We have a very large website, the British Institute of Graphologists. We meet in central London, Lancaster Gate by Hyde Park. We have some of the finest handwriting analysts in our group, as well as we have people that are new to the subject. So if you wish to learn graphology, you can contact us at the email address below. I think you'll find we're a very happy and very inclusive group, and you will be very welcome